Now, with that being said, let's go to stage four, contract. You need to secure the bag, okay? If you're in the UK, this is not exactly possible, but in the UK, there is something called deal sourcing. And with deal sourcing, you're not using contracts. But in any market around the world, I don't care what part of the world you're in, as long as people use shelter over their head to sleep, a roof over their head at night, somebody is finding deals for those real estate investors. And while you're over there arguing if people can make money with wholesaling or not, where I come from, why am I saying that? I'm throwing shade. Somebody came on our YouTube and said in Germany there's no such thing as wholesale. I said bullshit. There is wholesale everywhere. They may call it different things. It may operate. They may operate in a different way, but somebody is sourcing deals and they're making money for all the real estate investors in that area. While you are over there getting all semantics, somebody is figuring out how to do it. Okay, so like I said, if you call the support and they say yes, you can use a prop firm in your country, you can literally do this from anywhere. So contract, securing the bag with contract is what we're talking about. If you're in the United States, get a very simple real estate purchase contract. If you don't have one yet, just send us just go to smartrealestateWholesaling.com, download this book for free. There should be a contract that should come with that. That is simple enough. And if you're very particular, you want to make sure in your state that it works, just go to one of the real estate association in your area and ask them what contracts are they using. Honestly, you can Google a lot of that stuff. So I don't want you to get stuck on that you want the contract to be assignable. Okay, back in the days it used to be right behind your name, you wanted to say assign slash or. The rules are changing from time to time. Don't make that your excuse not to do the business. Just ask people, in your area. Plus, for me personally, everything is fixable until we close, until on or before closing. Everything. Like there's, by the way, there's no such thing as we get to closing, there's nothing to fix. There's always something to fix at the closing. Oh yeah, the way you did that contract. Oh yeah, my name was not incorrect. Okay, can I change the address? Yes. And you will see them like squash it out like that and they write it. It's not that much of a big deal. The more big deal here is that you're talking to a motivated seller and you're not talking to non-motivated seller, because non-motivated sellers will waste your time. Okay, and then you want to learn how to secure a deal, which we just covered in the last class, which is how to find ARV. Make sure you come up with a maximum allowable offer. Okay, and then stick to your numbers. Worst case scenario, the numbers didn't work, you can always renegotiate, because again, you're talking to a motivated seller. Hey John, that yeah, I try to see if we can make your number work, but we're having trouble coming up with valuation for the property. What do you think we do here? F you. I'm not signing. That's not what you're gonna hear if it's a motivated seller. What you're gonna hear if it's a motivated seller is that, so what are you saying? So we can't get that. All right. So what are we thinking about? Right? Okay, let me think about it. Let me talk to my wife about it. That's the kind of conversation you're gonna find. The contracts don't have to be perfect. They're never perfect. The documents don't have to be perfect. They're never perfect. They're never perfect. So please don't make the right contract, the right LLC, the right logo on your website. Don't make that your excuse not to get going. Let's get you going. Okay. By the way, if you haven't solved problem 1, 2, 3, you shouldn't be trying to solve problem 4. Right? What problem are you solving looking for the right contract if you don't know how to generate data? If you don't know how to turn those data to contact data with skip tracing, if you don't know how to turn those to leads, meaning you're already running campaigns, right? Why are you trying to solve stage 4 problems? You're trying to solve problems that don't exist, essentially. So, with that being said, let me tell you right now, don't overthink this. When you get to this junction, we'll solve that problem. Hey, Ola, I got a lead came in yesterday. I think they're ready to go. I did a negotiation. I asked them the question. I just need to send them a contract. Can you send me a copy? What do you think my peoples are going to say? We're going to get you a contract. And in addition to that, you said there's some kind of basic, simple contract behind the scenes somewhere in PropStream.
Absolutely. Yeah, you actually can find that within the property details page. So I'm actually redirect you there really quick. So you'll go into the property details page. It's actually in actions, and you can go into manage contracts. This is where you'll be able to find our contract assignment to option to purchase real estate, We have contract for purchase and sale, contract for sell and purchase. But again, these are not state specific, so we still
Yes.
encourage you to make sure you get them reviewed by a real estate specialist or attorney.
Yes.
That way you could just protect yourself at the end of the day. But yes, again, it's in My Properties, Actions, Manage Contracts.
Yes, you have something to work with. On a contract, you needed to say the name of the buyer. The buyer is going to be you, assign/or, because you want to be able to assign it, that contract to other people, and that contract can be fixed later. They can be addended. You can put addendum on them, okay? You wanted to say consideration, how much the property is being purchased for. The most commonly questions that I see people ask here is that, what about EMDs? Do I need to have earnest money deposit? I tell you, if you're talking to a motivated seller, that's none of your. That's literally something you don't worry about. I have never had to put money down on a property, and I've been doing this since 2005. Okay, why? Because I talk to motivated sellers. Is it legal or illegal? I don't know. You could go ask an attorney if that's legal or illegal. What I know is that I'm bringing value to a motivated seller, and when we do close, attorneys, I've only closed with attorneys 100% of the time. I always close with an attorney, and they've never told me what I did when I signed the contract was illegal. They've never told me that. I mean, I've had one realtor shake their nose that way and tell me what is legal or what's not legal, but it doesn't really matter. You get my point right now? You're a marketer. Stop overthinking everything, right? So now let's go.